welcome. So you're planning on doing a YouTube video, but you don't feel like it's the right time. You have the space, or the right space, or the right equipment. You've looked at the no doubt you've looked at many advice videos, and there's an interesting thing here. The one thing is, we watch these advice videos, and let's not pretend they put people off, because they don't. But it's often, they don't seem to be where we are at the beginning. They also, or at the same time, should I say, we don't really necessarily want to take advice from people who've just started, because they don't know enough. So I'm in that category. I have been only doing this for about 3 months. So as for perfect timing, my brother has recently moved back in with me. That means that I've had to move a lot of stuff around. So that, anyway, it's not the perfect time. If I'd started a bit earlier, I would have had a space dedicated. Space. The perfect space? Well, a lot of people say, oh, I'm in a former bedroom. This is not a former bedroom. This is a bedroom. In fact, I'm sitting on my bed, because a lot of the stuff from the room next door, that was the space I would have used had I started then, is now in this room. Not everything, but a lot of it. So you can imagine that really doesn't leave a lot of space. Equipment wise, well, on this side is a ring light, which is like this one. Oh, like this one. A Vida, whatever it is. Anyway, it's a ring light like that one on this side, and on that side, it's just the normal room light with a shade, normal shade on it. That's about it. The camera, well, the first phone most of my videos were made on is this, which is an iPhone 5S. Now it's become really unreliable, so I've upgraded it slightly to a iPhone SE, which, if anybody looks that up, doesn't really look any different than the previous one, and that is mounted on one of these tripods, which is for the ring light, which I just showed you earlier. And that's it. Oh, and the rather distracting light, which is a bit of an experiment, is a simple torch from Tesco. Put it back. Oh dear, it's the mistake when you disturb something. Yeah, I keep doing that. This time I'm going to leave that one in. You're nervous, or scared, or frightened of talking to the camera, or talking to people in general. I mean, a lot of people say, I know where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from. I don't like talking to people very much. I've improved a lot, but I don't like it. Talking to the camera, well, you would think, and logically, that if you don't like talking to people, then talking to the camera should be significantly easier. There's no one there, but at the end of the day, we can all manage to talk to a few people, even if it's only family. And the camera doesn't really give us any clues. It's not really the same. So logically, people like us should do a lot better, but it doesn't work that way. So how do you overcome that? You do it. I mean, I would say you draw off that achievement. Once you've done it, you go, I've done it. Now, I made a video, and I'm not suggesting you watching it. I'll watch it. The other day near Tesco, I actually took my brother, and he helped me with that. And I messed it up. Don't get me wrong, I messed it up. I forgot a few things that I was supposed to be doing, big pauses. But I did it. I actually did it, and hopefully I'll do it better next time. So I can't really tell you how to overcome it. You've just got to. I mean, Let me think. I was just thinking. Well, actually, I was just thinking. Just move that one the other day. But you could, to not make a video. And we could start a new trend here, maybe, and name it after me. Right? No, and there's a box here. And this arrived only at Christmas, and it's already gathered a load of stuff in it. Not the stuff wants to go in the bin, but the box itself is getting done and wants to go in the bin. But you know, it is, you want to put something somewhere, and it went in the. Some odd items have gone in this box, and all these items are really unimportant. Now, what I'm going to say is, you could find a drawer or a bag or a box, and just do a video about some of the items in that aren't actually important. But it gives you some practice of talking to the camera. Did I do that? No. I found myself in a situation where it was either start, because I wanted to do that particular location, or forget it. Which probably would have been what it was. Now, I did it. I filmed it the wrong way around, and one of the videos ended up being a short, and the other one was too long to be a short, and it needs redoing. But I did do it. Now, did I think of doing anything like I'm suggesting? No. But I think sometimes the struggle is you try to do something that is meaningful and important, and you're trying to concentrate on that, and that gets in the way of your delivery. So I am actually, though, going to go and take some items out of this box and let's see if my delivery improves, you know. So what have we got in the box? Well, we've got a diary from 2024, which I'm using as a notebook. We have a diary from 2025, because I haven't bought one for this year yet, which is being used still as a diary. Filling in the notes section. What else have we got in here? Yeah, a bike light that I found the other day, and I've had it for quite a while, and strangely enough, it still works. The batteries must be quite good in that one. Okay, they're not in the box anymore. Oh, some mints. They haven't been here. They've only been here a few weeks, maybe about a week actually. Come to think of it, I did have some of them. Anyway, I might have one later. So we'll put that over there. What else? A card from Lightcliffe Church that I picked up when I visited that once recently. Oh, my TZ8. My TZ8. I did one video on this. Yeah, good camera. I did have the Lumix. I'll say Lumix. I've read that, but yeah, I suppose that's right. But I did have the TZ20. I think it was much better camera, but in fact I had several of them, and they all died, all with the same error, something to do with the lens or whatever. But this has been wet, dropped, all sorts of stuff, and it keeps on going. It's reliable. The Panasonic TZ8. I highly recommend if you want a tough little camera. That's pretty good. Let's have a look. Right, there's not much else. What have we got here? Looks like a thing for a lanyard and about so 1, 2, it's tangled in there, 3 USB charger cables for something, for some of these cameras, but I doubt it's the TZ8. What do I do with the TZ8? I doubt it's the TZ8. Let's have a look. TZ8. Let's see if it fits in that little slot. It doesn't look like it. No, that's too small. No, try to. Just one moment. I think you're like me, you'd be curious, but I think it's just one of the other general cameras. I don't think it's a specific camera. I think there's been 3 of them. I think they belong to just a camera with this fitting, but I'll just go and see if I can. Yeah, let's have a look. There are several other cameras kicking around. We've got one, keep forgetting, that you can't see. Let's see if there's one in here. What's this one? It's a Sony Cybershot of some description. Let's see if this, they all seem to be the same. See if this one fits into that. So it's this, and well, not necessarily this camera, but cameras like this that belongs to. So that's what's in that box, or was in that box. I've taken it all out now, and I might have a minute later. So yeah, you could try that, and you could post it, I suppose, or you could just watch it back. Now, yeah, it's fatal to pick up. I wave it around. How many times do I wave stuff around? I'm sure if you counted it. I'm looking down here for something to pick up and wave around and all. Anyway, oh, this is a cupboard behind me, by the way, and this picture is of some Scottish Freemasons. Don't know who they are, but there's some Scottish Freemasons, and it's resting against the handles, and one of the doors has decided to pop open for some reason, and so now it's a bit, and it wobbles. Where were I? Let me think. Where was I? I'll just put this camera away while I think. No, not that camera. I'll just put this TZ8 away, and we'll find the Woomex and put that away back into there for now, at least secure it back in there. Oh. Damn, so anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, you could try that, post it, that was it. But don't, I mean, I don't like the way I sound, so don't judge it on how you sound, and don't judge it on your stuttering and pauses, and I've done a few in this. Look at it and just go, I did it. You've done 3 words. Well, next time you can do 6. I mean, it's easy for me to say. And when I say it's easy for me to say, it took me from 2 minutes past 5 to 20 to 3 to even start this video. It a good long while, and I wish I'd stopped looking at the screen because I should look there. Yeah, so it took me a while to do that. So see, you can always crop them out. You see, I'm determined to leave them in this time round. Yeah, we've lost the flow. Yeah, you could try that. Anyway, try getting in a box. Something that isn't important, like some more cables. Go through the box. Maybe what they mean. I mean, these have obviously come out of somewhere. I've moved them recently, and they belong to some cameras in another. But there are several cameras, and to reunite these, pardon me, with those cameras. So it might work. It might not. I don't know. I didn't do that, but it would be it could be worth a try. Just something non-important that really you don't have to concentrate on getting all the facts right. You can just deliver it. You could post it and see how people react. There's no reason you couldn't do that. It could be interesting in a way. You know, the results. What else can I say? Yeah, you don't like the way you sound, you don't like the way you look, you don't. Yeah, could do with that. Could have done that before I started, but I didn't. Not on this occasion. Yeah, so if you got a better iPhone than that, you're all set. If you've got a room or somewhere you feel comfortable, you're all set. You don't need a ring light, and you could do it by window. You could do it outside if you feel comfortable. You could talk about unimportant stuff to start with and see how you go. I mean, like I say, it's always a case of I did it when you've actually done it. If it takes you a while, it takes you a while. If you struggle, you struggle, but you'll soon get a little better. You hope. I mean, I've been recording some things for a month, and I still haven't really got there at all. I'm sure of it. I mean, video isn't like taking photographs, which is what I bought most of the equipment for in the first place, and what I did on Flickr, which is where I was before. It was photos. One picture, done. Either worked, it didn't work. The results were either acceptable or not acceptable to me or whatever, you know. So, but now it's video's a bit different. So, yeah, that's the tripod thing for the. It's just a little tripod for the. Actually comes with the ring light. As you can imagine, you're spreading that out. There's no. It's mounted on a cheap tripod. Is this one at this side for the moment? Not particularly tall tripod, but 3 feet, 3 foot, 4 foot, 3 foot, I'd say. Maybe. Tripod. If you can hear any snoring, that would be my immediate supervisor. I should basically ought to wake up. Don't mind sighing. Wait. No, completely ignored. Right, okay. So, yeah. So if you want to do a YouTube video, keep forgetting, look at them little dots. If you'd want to do a YouTube video, do a YouTube video and see how it goes. You know, it might not work. I mean, there's highly unlikely that anybody is going to watch this entire video. I don't suppose anyone has really stuck around this long at all. Not really. But if they have, it's careful. Hard and fast. Asleep. Completely ignoring everything that's going on. I think I might be slightly slanted now, but anyway, it's coming to an end. I'll let you get on about something more important. But before you go, if you have stuck around, then I would recommend the New Creator Club as a channel to go and look at. Sorry. New Creator Club. I believe he's not been on for many months, but he has decided to give advice on how to start a channel, and he seems to know what he's talking about. Unlike me, if you're a bit older, you might be more interested in Old Mike. His channel's Old Me Living Better. And he's about 80, but still the advice in general would suit. There's Kevin Kolbe, Kolbe, who also does advice channels. Now he's been on for a lot longer. Old Mike has started about a year ago. He's been on maybe 2, 3, I don't know, several years, but he used to do something else before and has shifted into giving advice on how to do YouTube. And there is Rob the Maritimer, who also has been on doing some other computerised advice thing, videos, you know, on programmes, I think that's what both of them did, on various programmes. Who's also gone into giving advice on how to do YouTube. And so obviously they've got some experience, some of them behind them, some are newer. And there's a lot of other people who give good advice. And once you've watched or brought up one, YouTube will find others. You will find, or you need to find, should I say, people who you like to listen to. Some people say you should only have one and you should listen to them. I personally would disagree. I'd say at least 3 maybe 2 main ones, with other people, and maybe an odd 1 or 2 others that you loosely go to, shall we say. Because if you listen to one, you would end up following just their advice, and you might think, well, actually, I agree with A, B, well, you know, anyway, you agree with some of it, but you don't agree with all of it, or you don't necessarily think all of it suits. So you might go to somebody else. I hope you're following what I'm saying, right? And they might say something a bit different. You either understand it better, or you like the way they say it, or you like the advice they're giving. You might mix and match. But you don't want to watch everybody on YouTube, because otherwise you just spend your time watching too much information. But the person you really need to listen to then at the end of the day, once you've got the advice, once you've got a bit from, say, Kevin Colby, a bit from New Creator Club, a bit from Rob the Maritimer, with a vein going through it of Old Me Living Better, you might go and say, but at the end of the day, I think I should do it this way. That if you think you should do it that way, then I suggest you do it that way and see how it goes. I mean, if they all agree on a point, it might be worth considering how you can get closer to that, perhaps. But at the end of the day, it's your channel. Why not? But yeah, definitely get some advice to give you some guidance. Oh, and if you once you're starting, so must remember looking at when you're starting, them analytics, don't bother about them. The analytics, without enough information, aren't telling you anything, and without understanding, I've said it before, they're on other ones, they're not telling you anything. And shorts, I've done some shorts just to see how it goes. Several hundred views. Sounds great, but they contribute nothing. All they do is make a little graph go like that and come back down. And then they die. And then you're back at your usual level, which in my case is quite low. You see people, does your video die before or after or about 500 views? And I'm personally thinking, 500? I'd be happy if I got to 500. I've barely broke the 20s on the actual main videos, and that's accumulating for some of them over about a month, a couple of months, 3 months, should I say. 17 is the best I've done, and then it just stopped. 17 in one go, 17 views. So that's a way off 500. That's for certain. So you've got like I say, the analytics, and you've got the view that, yeah, the analytics, don't bother about them until you've got more information on what they're telling you, and you've got more information in there, or they could be misleading. Yeah, the shorts, that was it. That's where it was. Sorry about that. The shorts, they are a bit notice in that respect. They're not going to contribute much to the hours, but so you're going to feel like that's where I what you're going to feel like you've come crashing down, when in actual fact you've just returned to the normal flow or normal rate for your channel. If you're doing better, if you are successful, then you're going, great, it's well done. That's where I am. I think I've managed now to creep into 6 hours, just over 6 hours of view time. Wow. 6, at least it's not none. 3 subscribers. And I'm at an increase in that since. What else? About 1,000 views, I think it says, in general, on stuff. So that's, need to stop pulling faces as well. 1,000 views. So that's pretty good. I mean, all told, it could be all 0. And it isn't. So I'd like it to improve. I'd like everything I'm doing to improve, but at least something is happening. So yeah, if you're planning on starting a YouTube channel, I suggest do it. At the end of the day, don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the perfect equipment. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for anything that's perfect. The only perfect thing you're going to do is actually make a video. and put it out. Then you've got a baseline to start from. You know where to improve. You know where you're struggling. And sometimes you've just got to keep on battling with that struggle, especially if you really struggle talking to the camera. And I find I really do struggle to talk to the camera. So anyway, thank you for being here, and if you have come to the end of this video, then thank you, and I do apologise for any suffering that may have been caused, but thank you. I really appreciate you if you have stopped here for that long, for however long the video actually is. So I can't say I'll be seeing you in another of these sort of videos because I'm trying to avoid doing them, but I've been thinking about this one for a while, and mainly it was regarding the communication part. How do you go about making a video? What went wrong for me? And sometimes I think starting with a subject. In this case, well, no, the subject wasn't the problem then, but later on, some of the subjects have been a little bit, it's the facts and the points and the, along with all the struggles and pauses and stops, and it gets worse. And maybe if I'd thought of it earlier, maybe I should have started, you know, generally talking about an old iPhone like that one, or even my glasses, which everything looks very blurry to me at the moment because I do need to wear these glasses for this sort of close-up thing. Distance, fine. Close-up, no, but the reflection in my glasses would have been very, very annoying. So I thought, bad enough listening to me waffle on all this time, never mind watching some reflections in my glasses. So anyway, like I say, I do appreciate it if you have really stopped. I do really appreciate it if you have stayed to the end. And this is the end. I'm going to let you get on. I'm sure you've got more important things to do. So if you have stopped, thank you very, very much for your patience and possibly understanding. So I hope I'll see you again in a video at some point. By the way, my name is Richard. So anyway, thank you. Oh, and that's Abby, by the way, just in case. But anyway, thank you very much. Goodbye.